Merry ho-ho-ness, and welcome back to another episode of Bald and Sassy. This is going to be coming out the week of Christmas.
Chris and Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Merry, Happy Chrysler. Merry Christmas.
Chrysler.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I miss Vine so much. Vine was
I never
prime. I don't think I ever had a Vine, but I watched all the Vines, and Vine was prime internet. That was back when it was like, we're making fun stuff for fun stuff's sake. Like, there was no subtext, it was just like, oh, that's stupid.
And then the original YouTube.
But that was weird. You watch some of those early stuff? Have you seen Post Malone's first video?
No.
Oh, buddy. Go look at that one. Go look at old Posty's first music video.
Oh, boy.
He makes fun of himself all the time about it. He's like, yeah, it was.
I mean, I was thinking more Charlie the Unicorn and Chocolate Rain and...
Chocolate Rain. Yeah. No, I mean, yes. That was also Charlie the Unicorn. Hello, Charlie. If you don't know about Charlie the Unicorn or Chocolate Rain, just go look it on YouTube. It's still there.
The magical Leopoldo, Charlie. We're going to Candy Mountain. Oh, boy. Yeah, no.
It's...
Kids, don't look that up.
I mean, we already said it. Go for it. I mean, it's well, kids don't. If you're a kid, like, you should be with a parent right now. But if you're 17, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't remember it well enough, so I'm worried because I haven't seen it in years, and I was like, I don't completely remember what's on it.
I'm not going to spoil it. And I'm not going to call out what they do to Charlie.
Oh my gosh! Now you're making them go watch it. They have to know.
All right.
You're just trying to recruit.
You just tag the video then?
Did you make that video? Or are you just trying to get more views back on it?
Shh. I wish I had residuals off of that.
I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. If you made that, ooh. Yeah, man. So, you excited for Christmas?
Oh yeah. I think Hazel. Like last year, she was a little excited, but now that she's 4, like I feel like it's really starting to get to the time of like she really gets excited for all this stuff.
Yeah.
And has a little better understanding of it. I mean, not a full understanding, but definitely the just joy and not worrying about anything and just, I'm here to believe and enjoy Christmas for all that you tell me it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun right now.
That's fun.
How about you?
Yeah, man, I have this new book. It's so Lee Strobel, who wrote Case for Christ.
Okay.
Wrote like another smaller book, similar, but it's called The Case for Christmas.
Okay.
And it literally just walks through, I mean, obviously the Christmas story and gives you some subtext and stuff like that there, but also like common misnomers about, different stuff around what Christians believe, and when people be like, oh, well, that's based off of this, and where's that true, and where's that not true, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Apologetic stuff. I love that kind of thing. So,
whichever thing.
Yeah. It's so it's just fun, kind of nerdy. Like he was a New York Times reporter before. Okay. So or some big place or Chicago or something like that, but also like went to law school. So he's very like a meticulous reporter, like the old school reporters, right? Not like the stuff we see nowadays. Half of these students, they don't know. They're like, well, yeah, like they actually used to like do their due diligence and go for the facts no matter what. Now, who knows? There's probably still some trying, but you can't. It's hard to find them anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about journalism.
Well, which we are not that. No, so I mean, we're going up to see your family in South Carolina.
Okay.
So it'll be fun. Hopefully it'll snow. Fly out the night of the 23rd, come back the 27th.
I don't feel like South Carolina. Maybe parts of it, but I don't
it's northern South Carolina. Like we're 25 minutes from North Carolina.
I still feel like that's pretty mild temperatures for the most part.
They get pretty cold. They've gotten snow. They'll usually get snow a little bit each year. But when?
Yeah.
I mean, Texas is supposed to be in the 70s here in Dallas for Christmas.
I mean, the past, 4 or 5 years, I feel like we've at least gotten one snow each year.
Yeah, it's usually January, February.
Yeah.
It does December.
Not Christmas.
No, although we did get one in 2011, Christmas Eve.
Okay.
I remember because we go to church for Christmas Eve service. There's not snowing. So we're going to dinner afterwards, and we come out of Christmas Eve service. There's like 3 inches on the ground. Like it dumped.
In like an hour?
In like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you come out and it's like coming down. Which I think like I lived in Utah for a little bit, so I've seen like really big, but like for the rate at which it was coming down, it was a heavy snowfall. And real quick we're like, we should probably just go home.
Yeah.
Because who knows if it's gonna keep going like this for another hour or so, like who knows what the roads are gonna look like, especially because like right here we're not.
Texas roads are not, well, at least in this area, not built for it.
Well, it's not even that. We just don't have the equipment at all. Like, we have to get it shipped in when it does. So that'll be, yeah, go up there, hopefully get that. Just get some time. Downtime will be nice.
How long are you out there for?
Like 3.5 days. Not too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
About half a week.
I say the dates earlier. I have to count. I was like, I don't know.
All right.
And then, well, I'm less excited about football on Christmas now
I feel
because
like
it's
now until playoffs. Like it's my only interest is in the teams that are like on the bubble.
yeah. Well, so I mean, like the Cowboys are playing on Christmas, but there's a chance. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not really going to matter. I was reading a report that Amazon is estimating because Patrick Mahomes is out, they're going to lose between $25 and $50 million in ad revenue on Christmas Day.
Wow, that's not surprising.
Because like well now that
you're trying to tout that, hey, here's Taylor Swift.
Who's going to watch that game? Like you know what I mean? Like, no one, if Patrick is out, especially because they're already eliminated, you're like, well.
Chiefs are eliminated too, right? Officially. Yeah.
First time since 2005.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's just going to be background noise for people on.
Yeah, but they're just going to lose a lot of viewership there, which loses ad revenue dollars. Because it's all based on percentages now, especially when it's streaming, because they actually see the numbers, unlike the fake numbers they probably threw out on regular television. There's no way to really track that. There's a way to track it, but it's an estimation, whereas any streaming thing, they can see exactly how many devices are streaming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited for that. Even if we don't make the playoffs, I still think the Eagles will out. That'd be talk about an epic death. But that would be the crash and burn of all crash and burns. To lose to the Commanders twice in a 3-game stretch.
Yeah. Well, the Commanders didn't look bad this week.
True.
I mean, they beat the Giants, but also I think the Giants are probably in tank mode because I think they currently have the first pick in the draft. With how the records are.
Which, you got Jackson Dart.
And you'll hopefully have Scatterboo coming back.
Yeah, and Malik. So I would trade back and get a few more picks from someone because someone's going to want to move up for that quarterback. I mean, the Raiders could definitely use a quarterback. The Jets.
I mean, the Raiders are going to be right up there at the top of the draft too.
Yeah, but one spot, like you could trade to someone else farther back. So it's like you could...
Kind of like the 49ers a few years back when they traded up like 4 spots and they got Trey Lance and...
Yeah. So, Jackson Dart showed you plenty. You have to go with him. You can't draft a quarterback early on.
No.
And so trade back and get a few D-line. Like if you could trade back to the middle to like even 10, right? You're going to get primo defense.
You're probably going to get...
and then you'll still be the top of the second. So you'll still get a great person there.
You'll probably get like a top 3-4 defender or, like your top 2 or 3 wide receiver.
And some O-line.
Yeah. Somebody to possibly pair with Malik.
That'd be, it'd be such a young, so they probably should trade back. There's part of me that wishes not jealous of how the Giants are doing, right? But there's a part of me that wishes Cowboys aren't, but they're kind of like the Steelers in an aspect. Of they're never when their bad years are 8 wins. They're never horrific.
Except this year.
How many wins they have?
The Giants?
No, I'm talking about the Cowboys.
Oh. Okay.
The Cowboys. I'm saying the Cowboys are kind of like the Steelers in that
consistently middle of the road.
Yeah, they're 8-9, so you're just never getting top 5 pick.
What were they last year when they lost Dak? They didn't have a good...
8 wins?
They had that many?
7, 8? But it's never 2.
Yeah.
7, 8, there's a lot of people worse than you. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. We're not talking draft yet.
Yeah.
Falcons. I don't know what's going on with the Bucks right now. Something's up. I think Baker's still not 100%.
Possibly. I mean, that should have been their game. They ended up losing by a field goal at the very end. But yeah, Meko Buka, like he started off the season so hot. He's not playing as well. Now they have. They got Mike Evans back. They got Godwin back. Like you think they should be clicking on all cylinders. They got Bucky back. Like their offense is there.
So. They've got everything they've ever wanted, and they're looking more anemic than they were with half of it out. So it makes no sense. I don't know. I mean, Kirk Thuggins. Would like to see him win one.
And that was without Drake London again.
Yeah, and he's out here balling again, and you're like, was he maybe just not balling?
I mean, we can't talk about that game and not talk about Kyle Pitts. Like Kyle Pitts.
Is this who he's always 44 fantasy points, 44.9, I think?
Yeah, he had like 150 or over 150 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, talk about balling out. That dude showed up and had a career day.
Yeah,
I was playing people's fantasy.
Yeah, I played against him in our small group league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, well, all right, I'm not going to look at these anymore because I know how this is going to go.
This week is done.
I was like, I should might get last place in that league. We'll see. I did really bad in that league. I think I have 1 win.
Yeah, that was a really rough season for you.
I mean,
it was also a 16-person league.
Well, and you have Connors and Neighbors went out by week 2. So I had a starting running back and a starting wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then Bucky was my number 2, and he was out the most of the year.
Yeah, you lost like 3
So I had, I had 3 of my top 5 overall players of the whole thing were gone. So, like, I mean, you know. And in a 16-person league, I got lucky that I found Tutman. Like, that he was there. And he's been Vidal. Vidal's been slightly productive, which he wasn't. But, like, there's no one else to go pick up in a 16-team league. Like, not, especially when it's not like a dual quarterback, all that deepness. Yeah. It's like, well, you know, it is what it is. But, I mean, I think it's the Falcons, though. Like, we talked about it a few weeks ago. Like, the Falcons, like, if you tell me they beat anyone, okay. And if you tell me they lose to anyone, okay. Like, they
showed up.
Obviously got the skill, but they will lose to the Titans, like, the next week. All right, man.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you're like, all right, we beat the Super Bowl champs, and then we'll lose to the Titans.
Speaking about Super Bowl contenders, we had the Bills on the Patriots, and Bills got a win there. They came back on the Patriots at the end.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
That was primetime viewing right there.
Yeah, it was so.
I mean, I think both of those teams still stand a real shot. The Bills have been a little iffy the last couple weeks, but
they should be able to win out. So,
and the Patriots, I mean, a lot of what people have been talking about is their strength of schedule up until this point really is not that impressive.
But they went to the very end with Josh Allen. I'm sorry, that wasn't impressive.
They're a good team. Like,
and some of that too. You look at those, like, this is Drake May's his rookie year, second year, basically rookie. We saw what he had last year. It doesn't count. That's not real coaching. And
Vrabel's been doing a great job.
Vrabel's been doing a great job. Josh McDaniels, for the most part, I think, has been doing a really good job. I would think that was my only complaint is that, like, towards the end, like, Drake May, those last 2 drives was looking off. And, like, that's when you should call a run play. Like, call a run play, calm him down. Like, yeah. I would say Josh, if I were to put more on anything, I would say Josh McDaniels over Drake May. Like, he's still a young quarterback. He's going to get like that. Like, this is a weird analogy, but it's like, if you come to my house and my puppy jumps on you, is it the puppy's fault or is it my fault? It's on me. It's not your fault.
There's no innocent party.
It's not your fault. You just existed. But I'm saying it's more on me than it is on the puppy because he doesn't know what he doesn't know, and it's the same thing that Drake May is still like puppy in the NFL. Like, he's gonna get worked up, he's gonna get excited, he's gonna get all these things. And as a seasoned offensive coordinator that is Josh McDaniels, you gotta build.
I think he also came out of North Carolina, so
this is the biggest game he's ever played in his entire life.
Yeah,
by far. And so to go put up 31 points, now the Bills' defense is not something to write home about, but still, some of those plays, he looked fantastic. You saw that play where he ran and blocked for the running back?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, sir.
ran like 40, 50 yards blocking for him.
And then as soon as he just falls down, I was like, yeah! I was like, that is the guy people will die in the trenches for. That was a good one. This week, Ravens and Bengals, I don't know. I don't know what's... I know there's like talk or whispers or rumors, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying there's any validity, but that like Burrow was just going to try to push his way out. But I think I read something in the last 9 games that he started, they're 8-1.
I mean, I don't think that's after this week, but
I don't know. He was talking about, he doesn't know how, like last week after the game he had an interview and there was like this whole thing is like, I don't know how long he'll play. Like was already talking like he's like, just gets hit like crazy.
I mean, he does. I mean, he continuously gets beat up
and the Bengals just don't. Now I look a little bit because I don't know how much, but it seemed like he was pushing for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to get signed. Which if you're going to sign both of them, we can't sign some O-line. Like
I mean, he wants his receivers. He also wanted Hendrickson on the defense. Like he wants your stars to stay on your team.
But if you need to know, like you do only have so much money.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. That'll be. I mean, they're pretty much all but out. They're not officially, but they're pretty much all but out.
The Bears mollywopped the Browns.
Dude, that guy, and I'm the Cleveland Browns. If you ever watch this, sir, you are a genius. Like that is the greatest thing. And we punt. Do you punt? No, we're not going punting with you. But we punt. Yes, you punted. We're the Cleveland Browns.
I thought they would put up a few points.
My brother talks about it, he goes, that's where I get all my football news. I know more about the Cleveland Browns than any other team in the NFL just because of this one guy. I was like, that's a valid point. It's a valid point. Scooter Magruder with NFC East is great too.
I don't know.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
But he does one where it's like the meeting of the NFC East every week, and he has like different characters and the thing for each.
Gotcha.
It's funny, passes the time. Texans are still the Texans, man.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised their defense gave up 20 to the Cardinals, but I mean, when you put up 40, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, and some of that was later points, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like,
Yeah.
Here
That's
you
exactly
go.
what it was. It was just garbage time. Chargers beat the Chiefs, and Mahomes is out with a torn ACL.
Yeah, and Micah Parsons.
And Micah Parsons, yeah. Well, we haven't gotten to the Packers yet.
That was the cost for Phillip Rivers coming back because they both lost ACLs. Balance out the systems as it happened.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know.
Just like the 49ers, everybody on that team getting hurt just to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy.
Yeah, pretty much. They had to sacrifice everybody. I mean, Raiders, what's their right home about? Like, Raiders are, I don't know, hot garbage.
Yeah.
Jaguars, like, what? Okay. That's the one that right now, like, okay, so Jaguars are NFC, right? Or they AFC?
AFC, NFC, I always get confused.
Jaguars, who's in their division? Buffalo?
No.
Tampa Bay?
I think Tampa Bay.
They're NFC.
Jaguars.
I think they're NFC South. Anyways, so yeah, you could have a Jaguars and Bears Super Bowl. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, AFC South.
Oh, they're AFC. Never mind.
Jaguars, Texans, Colts, and Titans.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So they're AFC. So they give me, but I'm just saying, like the fact that, like, what are we doing?
They're top of the division, above the Texans right now.
Cohen is amazing. He's doing a great job.
I mean, they did not start the year, I don't feel like, too great, but this game, Trevor Lawrence just looked like this is the prospect we were all expecting to come out of college and like be a superstar, and I feel like this was one of his biggest games of his career.
Yeah, well, you saw, I think last year, 2 years ago in the playoffs, he had a remarkable game and for like 5 touchdowns. So like every now you see that spurt, it's kind of like we haven't really done the game, but JJ McCarthy, right?
Uh-huh.
So you'll see some of this, but you're like, but I need to see
Consistency.
more. Because even Ben DiNucci could come out and sling some stuff for a drive or two. I mean, that's what they always talk about, a good backup. If they can get you through a game, that's a success, right? Like, they're still NFL quarterbacks. These guys can still throw a few things, right? You can do all that. But that's backup. If you can't do this at least 60, 70% of the time, then, like, you can't. That's not. And so, like, well, yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has the physical, capabilities and stuff like that, but it's like, can you put it together regularly?
Yeah. I think consistency will be big, but I think he's also getting used to his receivers. I'm shocked Brian Thomas Jr. has had the year that he has in terms of just falling off.
Is this his second or third coach?
I mean, are you talking Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, it's his third head coach in the NFL.
It sounds about right.
So, like that too, like just now Liam Cohen looks like he's...
Yeah. He looks like he's turning that organization around. And along with the pieces that they have, like they look like a good team. And their defense occasionally has great games.
And Trevor Lawrence's blessing is he's on the Jaguars. If he was on the Chargers or the Lions or the Rams or the 49ers, he would not have gotten that contract he got.
Yeah.
But luckily the Jaguars don't have like super high hopes ever, so like he's gotten a chance to like flesh it out, which is weird because that's what it used to be all the time. Like people always had a lot of time, and now it's like 2 years in, we're just not ready. Titans.
Yeah, 49ers continue to look good, but I mean it was against the Titans, so nothing too impressive there.
They gave up 24 points to the Titans, so that's a...
The Titans' offense the last few weeks has looked a little bit better. Tony Pollard coming back has kind of been a spark for him a little bit.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers scored a touchdown at 44 years old. Or threw a touchdown.
He threw a touchdown, and the Seahawks did not have a single touchdown. They had 6 field goals.
That's insane.
And somehow won that game.
That's not okay, Shane Steichen. You can't let that happen. You can't. Just let us know. We would have loaned Aubrey to you for the night.
No, Myers went 6 for 6. Like, there's nothing wrong with Myers.
But farther away. I'm saying you could have done it with a 70. We're like, dude, just get a first down, kick it. Get a first down, kick it. Try to speed up the clock that way. 30 points in.
The Saints and the Panthers. Hardly anybody was watching that game, I feel like. But the Panthers are, like, on that playoff bubble, and yet they lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that organization, man. I feel like those fans, like, they have hope. They're like, yes, it's finally happening. And then, like, they go out and lose a game to the Saints.
Yeah.
Like,
But the Saints, like, also, like, their offense is, I don't know. I feel like they've been flying under the radar a lot. Like, no one's really talking about the Saints right now. Not that they're, like, world beaters and are great, but I think they do have some pieces.
Who?
I like their quarterback right now.
Shot.
Yeah, he's been looking good.
You want to talk about a guy that, like, he's still playing for a job. Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
They're still talking about they're going to be drafting another quarterback to replace him next year. And he was, like, their, first or second round draft pick this year?
Second.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just get, but I think also it's just, like, it's any given Sunday. Like,
yeah. I mean, you got talent all around the league, but you have Olave.
The people on the other team drive nice cars and live in nice houses also.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't have Alvin Kamara. They don't have their other running back. Their backup, Neal, got hurt. Their other backup got hurt earlier in the season. Kenry Miller. I mean, he's on the IR. I'm not sure who they're putting out there anymore. But
I haven't watched a single game of them, so I don't know. I feel like they upset, but they've always been good, even when they haven't been good. They've always been good at, like, they're good for 1 or 2 upsets in the year. Oh, yeah. They're like, we'll mess up your schedule, man.
Yep.
We'll mess it up.
Especially in the division.
Yeah, they will mess up their division.
I think we skipped over the Rams and the Lions.
Yeah,
Rams are
looking great. I think they've been incognito looking great too. Like, they might be able to make a run.
Yeah.
Lions, I don't know. They're still...
Their offense is still one of the most explosive in the league, but I mean, the Rams are also have a really explosive offense. And
I don't know what you're supposed to do about Puka. And Devontae Adams? Like, what do you do about that?
Yeah.
I don't know how you... One of the greatest route running tacticians in the league.
Yeah.
And Puka, like, if it goes near him, he's catching it, right?
Well, then their tight end has been stepping up the last few weeks too, because you're having to provide so much attention to those two guys that tight end's just like, hey, I'm Parkinson, I'm over here. Hey,
Right. All right. Here it goes.
here's the 30-yard touchdown to you because we got to focus on these other guys.
Packers lose to Broncos.
Yeah.
No.
Bo Nix looks great in that game.
Yeah. Vikings beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy was looking good.
That is one full game of the year. That looks good. There you go.
But what's weird about that is you would think if he's looking that good that Justin Jefferson would have had a good game too, but he was almost non-existent again.
So I saw the prop bet. The number one prop bet was Justin Jefferson over 40 yards.
Okay.
The number one touchdown bet was George Pickens' touchdown. George Pickens had 0 touchdowns, and Justin Jefferson did not hit 40 yards. Yeah, like how do you have 26 to 34 and that's Naylor went off.
Yeah.
Who's in my dynasty. Like, well, that was,
yeah,
awesome.
Naylor is definitely their third option over there, and he has his games that are really good, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me with the prop bets. Just like last night with the Dolphins, Mr. A-Chain was the number one bet on the night of getting an anytime touchdown, and nope,
Didn't get one anytime. Yeah, and I don't know. It's good. Dolphins too. Just kind of look.
Yeah,
But-
Aaron Rodgers bringing some life to that Steelers offense, and Gainwell has been playing really well as well.
Lights out.
Yeah.
Lights out. Yeah.
So
And DK, man, had that couple runs.
DK had one where he just shoved off
Just,
the defender.
Like shook him off and was like, "No,
yeah,
get out of my way." It like to the point almost looks scripted. You're like, you just forget sometimes how much bigger DK is. Like he is a man amongst boys with some of these guys out there.
yeah.
Linemen can play with him, but some of these linebackers, I'm like, he's got 3 inches and 30 pounds on these guys.
Oh yeah,
Like safeties and corners, like
yeah, guys in the secondary he makes look small, but it's also funny when you saw like Megatron standing next to him. I thought those two would be like identical in size. No, Megatron is still Calvin Johnson is retired, but still like makes DK look small.
Yeah, it's insane. Now DK might be faster. DK's incredibly fast. Remember that one played chase down Buda Baker years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's still my favorite clip.
Yeah, he has good top end speed. I might give top end speed to
Calvin
him,
Johnson
but
still.
in terms of being a better wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson's top 3 of all time.
So you think the only ones better are Jerry Rice and
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss? He's up there. I'd say he's in the top 5.
Yeah, I'd say you could make an argument for him to be 3 or 5. I don't think anyone necessarily is going to say he's number 1.
Nobody's better than Jerry. Like maybe in terms of just physical size and like natural ability, sure, okay, maybe Megatron's better, but you can't look at the numbers that Jerry put up and think anybody else is in that league.
And so he's easily, whereas like DK's a great wide receiver. He's not even top 50 all the time.
Probably not.
What is he right now? Top 15 active?
Yeah.
He's not even the top 10 currently playing. Like, maybe he's top 100 all the time. He's a great guy to have, but he's not. You don't just get traded away like that. Well, I guess Randy Moss did, and so I guess you do. Whatever, I don't know. Go ahead and have a week.
Did he get traded, or was he a free agent? I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember. That was before the CBA agreement, so that was back before they could franchise like they did, and it was a lot easier to get free agent. Like, no one's becoming a free agent now if you're any good. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They'll trade you because now they have the compensatory 3rd pick. So even if you release them and someone picks them up, they still have to give you a 3rd pick.
Oh, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works. I know that. I know what I just said.
Compensatory picks.
Well, I know like you could just drop someone if you waive them and someone picks them up. Like they have to give you a 3rd round pick for in certain. But there's parameters to that, and I don't know what those are. So sometimes you get a 3rd round pick. Just because it's a Tuesday. All right. So last week we talked kind of hard hit. We had Kate Butler in the hizzy talking through it. There was just still some good stuff in there that I don't think we got the chance to touch on.
Yeah, we had a lot of good conversation there, and yeah, we didn't quite hit everything that we were hoping to hit. But
and so then we just wanted to kind of tie in some of that. I mean, this is. I wanted to talk some about the fun of Christmas, right? But like also we want to recognize that like while this is a great time of year for a lot of people, right? And a lot of people it's their favorite holiday, all these things. I mean, I love Christmas. It's also like my favorite weather. It's cold. I love it. Thank you, Jesus. It's funny, people are like, oh, you must be from up north. I'm like, Dallas, Texas is the warmest place I've ever lived. Or coldest place. Sorry, it's the coldest place I've ever lived.
Where were you?
I was born in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
and then was in Bakersfield, California.
Oh, Bakersfield also got cold.
Got cold, but I would say over
similar.
it was even warmer in Dallas, consistently and dry. But
I don't know.
it's up there. It's not the point is it's not like I've like I lived in like Michigan.
I think Bakersfield was more dry than Dallas.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Okay.
Bakersfield's more dry.
Yeah.
Dysfunctionally dry, but then also fog out there. It always like when Reed last week we had dense fog warning in Dallas. I'm like, y'all cute. This ain't dense. I can see. California, it would in Bakersfield because it's the valleys and stuff like that. You could literally put your hand like this and not see your hand. Like touch your nose. No, like it was like people would in the oil fields. They'd line their truck hood with lights so they could see the front of their own truck, just to like it like a sheep. And then they're like, "This is like dense fog." You're like, "I can see for 2 miles. Why do I need to see farther than 2 miles? I'm not flying a plane. Like, what are we?"
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. It's like extreme dense fog warning. Like, y'all are getting a little too dramatic. Okay, I need y'all to calm down.
There's definitely a lot more fog in California.
Oh yeah, especially when you get the mountains. You know, it just settles in.
Well, you get the mountains, and then you also have like the marine layer up closer to the beach, and like then you get to downtown LA with the smog.
Yeah, but that's not fog. That's a little different. Yeah. So while this is like an awesome time, like and a lot of people love it, like we also like to acknowledge like what makes things great holidays that people love can also make them extremely difficult times.
Yeah.
Especially if like something bad happens. Around that it can put a pall, and it even makes it worse sometimes if it's negative for you because everyone else is celebrating and you feel like you don't want to be the party pooper. But like as we talked about last time, like it's okay to feel your emotions. Your emotions might not always be telling the truth. Like I do think it's important to know that you have the right to feel your emotions, but emotions can be liars, right? Like they're not always true just because you feel it.
Right.
But you still have a right to feel those emotions and like work through that. And so just talking, but you can still find joy through that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you still have to, just like everything in life, you still try to find your little victories. You still try to find the stuff that, okay, I might be down right now, but what's something I get a little enjoyment out of? Okay, let's focus on that thing that gives me a little bit of enjoyment and kind of transition your thought process a little bit.
Yeah.
When you start thinking or start doing some of the things that you enjoy, you're in a little bit better mood, and that changes your perspective on other things.
Yeah, is there anything else you like to do when you're just feeling, because we all have ups and downs, right? Like, I've struggled with depression most of my life. It's not as bad as some people, thank God, but like, is there any things like if you get in a funk or whatever that like you try to work through, or like habits or things you found in those moments to kind of revert more back to gratitude?
Yeah, I think when I started getting too pessimistic, just everything's kind of setting me off or annoying me.
Mm-hmm.
I try to think, okay, what are 5-10 blessings that you have in your life of where you're at right now?
Yeah, it's good.
And just kind of let that recenter my thought process a little bit of, okay, you have healthy kids, you have a beautiful wife, you have a house over your head, you're paying the bills.
Your house is over your head? That's weird.
Yeah. Over my head.
Under your feet?
Yeah.
Near.
Surrounding me.
There you go. Sorry.
Walls protecting us. And just reminding myself, we got food on the table, like just the basics. which aren't necessarily basics for everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think that's one thing that like I do. I try to like read other. Like this is why I think it's good at reading. Like we have a book, we'll talk some stuff with people about, but like reading people from the past, like what did it look like, and the people like how are they grateful? Like I'm going through Philippians right now, and like Paul through this, it's like to the brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, I'm so grateful for you and every day, and thankful for everything that Christ has done for you. And you're like, and he's like, I'm writing this from a prison cell, and it's like, but I know that everyone knows I'm in here for the glory of like because of Jesus Christ, and that some people use it to preach in order to get me in more trouble. But who cares? As long as Christ is proclaimed, all the better. And you're like,
it's a heck of a viewpoint.
Huh. Yeah, okay. Like, can I say that sometimes? Be like, Christ is being proclaimed, all the better. Like, that's really, it's like this convicting thing too. So reading some of that, I think, and then, like you said, looking through things. And then I like to go back and read about, those in the past. I think that book I was talking about, The Case for Christmas, he talked about early on, I think it was Chicago Tribune that he wrote for. He had to write a story leading up around Thanksgiving of 30 different stories of people like mass destitute that were like really poor and stuff in the city. And met this family who was like literally the two daughters had one sweater that they shared and would walk a half mile and switch on the way to school. And only had like one short sleeve dress each. Like we're extremely poor, like very, very poor, barely making it, right? And wrote this story and like, and at this time he was still an atheist when he wrote the story. And then, but just like he was like, hey, well, I'm gonna put their address in there in case anyone wants to bless them. Decides to show up on Christmas Eve and they have thousands of dollars in cash, complete, like it's filled, like all this stuff poured out. And he interrupts them and they're packing it up to give to their neighbors. Like they're like, well, this is more than we need. How can we have some when we have neighbors that are in need? Like we can't have plenty while they're still in need.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't have 2 nickels to rub. Like that 2 weeks ago they had nothing, and while they had this influx, it's not like it was $10 million, right? It's not like there was so much that they were set up. Like they were going to be struggling again at some point. And he talks about that's one thing that changed, but like the mom was like, but while we love this and this is a great gift from God because we don't deserve this, the best gift is tomorrow. And that's like Jesus, right? And so I think like sometimes, and once again, we don't want you to hear that because this is tough for you, suck it up, Jesus loves you. Like that's not what we're saying. We would hope that it could be some encouragement that scripture in Hebrews, it says there's no temptation that our Lord hasn't faced before us, right? That like he's that in Psalms 34 it says the Lord is near the brokenhearted, he saves those crushed in spirit. That there is this like you're not in it alone, right? No matter how hard it is, like God is there with you. But that doesn't always it's not always.
It's still not.
It's still tough, right? It's still tough.
Remember, sometimes. I think one of the things I saw another video clip a while back at this point, but it was a guy that was just basically saying, would you rather have $10 million today, knowing that you wouldn't wake up tomorrow, or would you rather wake up tomorrow?
Everyone wants to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is being able to wake up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. So you should take that perspective and live that way.
Act like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you should be grateful for waking up another day and being able to do something with your life.
Right.
So, that's another thing that helps put things into perspective sometimes of money. Why,
yeah.
How do I get through and oh, no. Focus on just being alive and enjoying those around you.
Well, we've had to, I know me and Marina have been talking through it, checking ourselves, right? So you want to get these things and you want to spend stuff on you. And so we, we obviously tithing to church, and then we have another church that we get benefit from some of their ministries. So we actually give money to another church. It's not our home church as well. It's not a tithe, but we give them a set amount, right? For a season. And then, you have the Christmas Star You get a family at the the angel trees.
Okay.
And so it's all this stuff, and like we have to. We're like, oh, can we like, oh, this is going to be stretched us thin, and then we start looking, and you're like, well, hold up, like.
This is the heated blanket at Costco.
Right, like we're sitting here, we're like, well, I mean, stretch then we're going on an airplane somewhere.
Yeah.
We eat good and have all this. So it's just like sometimes it's that check that like, man, we're a lot better off than we think we are sometimes, but it's easy, especially in this day and age, to compare ourselves to, there's always someone that has more than you. Like, especially around here in DFW, like there's always that. I know it's hard for me, like you talk to people that have way more than you do all day, every day.
Uh-huh.
Most of my clients are way, some of these don't qualify as houses, but so it's so easy to be like, oh, I don't have that much because I don't have that. But like, I mean, we have a Christmas party we're going to that is a $50 white elephant.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, that's blessed. There are definitely seasons I could not, if it was a $50 white elephant, it was like, I can't come to the party.
Yeah.
Like, I can't spend $50 on it. I can't do it. Now it's like, it's designed to be, it has to be nice. Like, we want things people can use, like this one. It's adults. Like, we don't want your funny stuff. We don't want that. But like, the fact that we're able to go do that, that's a blessing in and of it. Like, we're like, so we just have to remind ourselves that it's like, whoa, are we really saying, like, if we can't find a way to cut and help other people in this season, then we don't need to go to this Christmas party.
Yeah.
Like, we don't. Because, of course, we're both going, which means it's a $50 gift for each of us.
Okay.
So, which, it's not a big deal. But it's like those little things that it's like, if I'm able to do that, I need to make sure I can do that while also blessing others. Because, I don't know about you, I feel super blessed and grateful, like, for everything I have. Like, I don't deserve it. You haven't been here long, go listen to some of the other ones, but like, I was like, I know what I deserve.
I think we also try to like convince ourselves sometimes that no, like I worked hard for this, I deserve this. You know, especially when you've been working in a career for a while. It's just like, no, I work my hours, I put it in time at this job, I deserve my paycheck,
Which
I
is
deserve like these things in my life to be able to do these things. So I mean, there is like that line as well.
And I think it's true, right? But like, both of us are great examples. So, how did you get the job you got? It's family member, right?
Yeah.
So
I
like
got into the insurance industry because of a family member.
and you're to a good place, and you're not just some random,
Right. It
you
was
know,
a good company that I started out with.
Allstate office around the corner, right?
I definitely went in like true starting salary.
Yeah. But you had like, so you did nothing to be born into that family. And then I look at myself like I have since earned my spot in my job, right? And I think I have been worthwhile. Like, but the reason I got an opportunity where I got actually goes back to my brother needing daycare when he was 7. We found a daycare and went to this church, and the people that are owners of my companies were youth leaders at that church. That then I stay connected to people around them. So it's really only because of where my parents chose to send my brother to daycare when I was 11 years old that I'm in the job I'm in today. So like, while yes, I work hard with what I'm given, like I also can acknowledge I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
And I think like, so I've said it before, like one of my phrases, it was a little jokey phrase that youth people like, people are like, life's not fair. And you'd be like, yeah, thank God, because if life were fair, we'd all be dead in hell. Like, and like if life were fair, we'd be up on that cross, not Jesus. Like, that's what fair looks like. Yeah. And I think I'm just very aware of who I am. Like, I know Chris's sin nature, and I'm like, I know what I deserve. And like, if you go back and listen to my past, like, I don't deserve to be a free man right now, right? So every day to me, I was like, I'm married. Life is great, you know.
Yeah.
Do I want more? Am I an ambitious person? 100% I am. Like anyone that knows me knows, like I'm not. But also, like I try to balance that being extremely grateful for where I'm at, and being like also being a great steward of the time and talents God's given me, because it's not just steward of that money. Like God has given me the ability to earn more and do other things too. So I'm trying to be a good steward of that. And just let's get more, right? And in 2 Corinthians 12:9-10, he says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness. Therefore, I will most gladly boast all the more about my weakness, so that Christ's power may reside in me. So I take pleasure in weakness, insults, hardship, persecution, and in difficulties for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." This is Paul, obviously writing to the church of Corinth. Well, unless you don't know about Scripture, then it's not obvious. So Paul is a guy, and he wrote to this church in a place called Corinth, which is like modern-day Turkey, I believe.
Which is why it's the book of Corinthians.
Yes, that's where that comes from. It's one of the epistles. And so what he's talking about through here is like, man, when you can get less of me is more. Like the more I can level, I mean, if we're going in, it's, you know, as a non-believer, it's going to be 100-0, right? Like it's all of your own efforts. It's not God. And if what most people are trying to do is like, well, it's 50-50. I'll give mine, you give yours. And it's like, but the less you can get out of the way, the more you can do God, like the more you're going to be able to do.
Yeah.
And then it's almost boasting in that. And like Paul talks about, it's like, if I'm going to boast in anything, I'll boast in my weakness. Even though I have Paul cracks me up because he'd be like, I've got a lot to boast about. So he like wouldn't boast, but would boast about not boasting about what he could boast about. He's like, if I boast, I'm going to boast in my weakness. But if I wanted to boast, I am the Hebrew of all Hebrews, the Greek of all, like all this stuff. He's like trained by Gamaliel, and has all this stuff. He's like, but I don't boast in that.
So do you think that's kind of like an athlete basically saying, yeah, those interceptions, those were me. You know, all the like great things that I did today, that was God. Do you think that like it would be along those lines? Basically, you're giving like all the glory and the power to him for the great things that happened, and like putting the weaknesses of yourself.
I mean, I think a little bit, yeah. I think part of it too is just understanding that no matter what all we can do is steward what we've been given. The key word there is given. We did nothing to earn life. We did nothing to earn life in the United States. Right? We did nothing to earn life in the United States to Christian-leaning parents, right? I don't know your parents as well as I know my parents. My parents are Christian, but we did nothing. We did to be gifted to play soccer and the mind of an engineer and the ability to talk like I do. And like there's all of these things that I was like, no, I still am responsible for what I do with what I've been given, right? Like, and that I think is where it comes in. But like, it's the responsibility versus what I'm owed. Because what I'm owed is death on a cross.
So are you saying that because you were given these gifts that you're responsible for using those gifts to the best of their capability? To the best of their capability to glorify God.
Okay. And so if I'm going to boast in anything, it's that I've gotten out of the way so Christ could use what he's given me for his glory. Right? But at the end of the day, I fully acknowledge that it's a gift. I mean, we've talked about it, like how my brain operates is a gift in what I do. I have fostered some of that and I have worked to hone some of that, but I didn't, like my brain worked how it works. Like I didn't be like, no, hold up. Try this hardware. I think, it's right. And so, it's finding that balance, right? And just I think it's just like finding this realization that while sure you can take credit if you want, like I think if we're all honest, there's a sense of like lucky to be here.
Yeah.
Like I'm lucky to grow up affluent enough that I could think about things outside of the necessities. Not everyone has that, right?
No, that's a great point.
So
I think there's also the lucky to physically be here. We've probably all been through a scare or two in our lives of
two, sure.
Because
definitely
of this accident that happened or
this idiot.
Yeah. Yours might have been more self-inflicted than some others, but
and we could go on and on about all the things that I was supposed to be at, wasn't at, this, that, and the third. But like, So it's just like being grateful in that thing that there's so much out of our control that we have no insight in that is still a blessing to us. Because I think if we were to look through, like, what do I get if I absolutely deserve it? Right? How many times have you let off the hook saying something you shouldn't say? Like, if everything you had ever said about someone at work came out in an email, you still got a job? I don't know many people that do. Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, we can take it to its logical conclusion, like, what do I deserve? I'm good. I'm super grateful I don't get what I deserve. Very much. I'm like, life's not fair, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I am grateful for that because, yeah. Right? So like, I identify a lot with Paul in this, is that, like, I know my weakness. Like, I think the biggest blessing I have is some of my past is, like, I know full and well who Kristen in his flesh is. I don't have this preconceived notion like some people do that, like, I'm a good person by myself. You're like, no, I'm not. It's kind of hot garbage, okay? Like, it's okay. But some people are like, I'm still a good person. No, Scripture tells us, like, we're not. Like, we all hardened hearts and stuff like that, and, like, all that comes from Christ. But it's like that, like, just this realization that I am a child of the one true God. Like, so I'm made in his image, but my flesh wants evil and wretched things. And someone's like, all right, man. Whereas some people, I think, still under the notion that, like, I'm good enough by myself.
Yeah, I think in my time away from God, that was definitely my mindset. Was, no, I'm good doing me.
Well, and there's always that, like, people are like, well, I'm a good person. They always have this, like, really bad person they're comparing you to. It's always like Jeffrey Dahmer or Hitler. That's like the measuring stick. You're like, I'm a good person. Well, I'm not. And people are like, what do you mean you're a good person? Well, I'm not this. And you're like, okay, that's a low bar. But, like, as Christians, like, well, who's our measuring stick? Jesus. Anyone else? Anyone still think they're a good person if that's your measuring?
No.
Nope. Okay. That's like we always, like, whenever we think that, there's always something that, like, we always set the bar where we can be better than that. I think there's some really trash people out there that think they're a good person. I mean, we've met those people that you're like, you're pretty high on yourself. I wouldn't be.
Yeah. I got no argument there. But I mean, while I was in my walk away, I wouldn't say that I was comparing myself to, like, anybody that was, Hitler. Like, I wasn't comparing myself to that, and I was comparing myself, if I was comparing myself to just, okay, what are the other kids around me in college?
Yeah, and I'm not saying actively doing that, but I'm saying there's always, like, sometimes this image, like, when you're like, well, I'm a good person, and what does that mean? It's like, well, this is what a bad person is, and I'm not that, so I'm this. Like, it always tends to be like, and when we think of what's a bad person, it's like a very extreme thing. So you're like, I mean, while it is good that you are not that, I pray and hope that that's not your goal. It should just not be that, right? And so that's always the striving towards something more. Yeah, I mean, so kind of one thing too, we're going to go old school. Get a book. We're going to read this book to you. No, I'm just kidding. Although it would be great. No, it's just a couple things I wanted to share because I think it's kind of what we're talking about. So if you don't know, this was interesting. So there's a guy named James Whitefield who was a preacher in England and in the United States. And I think it was estimated somewhere around 83% of all colonists heard him preach. And really, like, a lot. Before we get to that, do you know who William Tyndale is?
No.
Probably should. He's the guy who basically translated. He was the first person to translate the Bible from Latin into English.
Okay. For
England. But it's funny because we talked about this. At one point, the guy who gave him money, these were his charges. He got, is in 1528 in England. He got arrested, and his charges were smuggling books, Martin Luther's books, aiding in the translation of the English New Testament, so translating the Bible, helping the New Testament be printed and brought into England, believing that Christian men should worship God and God only and not saints. These are charges from the church. Affirming that salvation is by faith alone without any works. So he was saying, no, it doesn't take works, it takes faith alone. Like, these are his charges.
Out of curiosity, what is the whole, like, why would you show worship in saints?
So, I mean, especially this was in, like, at this point this is right around the same time with Martin Luther and all that, when it was only in Latin. The Bible was only in Latin, so very few people could read it. And the reality of it is most of the priests were not fluent in Latin, so they knew portions of it. They didn't really know that. So, like, there was, like, that was Martin Luther and Tyndale, like, were both quoted, like, they're like, I forget which one said it first, but saying that by the time I'm done, the plowboy will know more than the priest about the things of Christ. Like, wanted to make it so everyone could read it. Yeah. And Tyndale, one of the reasons he translated it, because he was one of the ones that could speak fluent Latin. So he, like, his sermons were great because it actually had the full complete word. Like, he could just go through and do that versus really memorizing snippets in Latin versus actually being able to do it. And they got killed for it. They killed him.
I just remember, like, in the Catholic Church, we would talk about saints every once in a while. And it's like patron saint of this or patron saint of that. And, like, I now feel like, isn't that kind of idolatry to, like, be praying to somebody other than Jesus?
Yes. Yes. I mean, Hebrews is very clear, right? There's one mediator, the great mediator, Christ. Okay. We do not need to go. We can pray directly to God. So we don't need someone to talk to God. In this time too, it was early on, like there was a little bit too much of an exalting of the saints and of, like, Mary. Now I would argue in modern Protestantism we don't have a high enough view of the saints and of Mary. And then also, what is the saints? Because a lot of people, what they think of when you hear saints, like these people that have been sainted, but in Scripture, the term the saints is just referring to the believers. We are all the saints. Okay. You are the saint. We are all. It talks about the saints. That's just the believers that have come before us. That's all it is. Okay. But we wanted to create, like humans do. Like, even you look in the New Testament, you walk through in John, when, like, James and John are going to Jesus, be like, hey, when we're in, who's going to be at your right hand and your left hand? And he's like, y'all don't get it. That's not what this is about. So Jesus dies, the church starts, and what do we want to do? Well, we got to have hierarchy. So these people are saying to me, like, y'all don't get it. No. There's a believer and a disciple and not a believer. That's the distinction. That's it. Child of God or not a child of God. Like, we want to create this hierarchy that just is like, hold on.
I mean, that's the Pope. Like, that's
a
lot of how the Catholicism, like, structure is built. And not necessarily saying that, there's no, like...
There's benefit in authority, right? In that there is wisdom in having authority. But I think with the Pope, where it goes too far, is they're saying, like, he's the mouthpiece of God, and no. That's the Scripture. Okay. And he can affirm, but once again, I don't care if you're the Pope. If you say something that contradicts Scripture, you're wrong. End of story. Yeah. Stop. Do not pass go. Full stop. As the kids say, right? Full stop. No cap.
Sorry, I think I got us a little side.
No, it's okay. It's talking about theology and stuff like that, right? It's always good. No, so this was one... I don't even know. I had two multiple things. I don't know what I read. Anyways.
You know what you read.
I know what I read, right? I don't know what I was trying to... There were just some portions of here that were really
stood out to you.
Yeah, really were good, but I don't know where they went.
Okay.
But, anyways, it's just, like, that's one of the encouragements I would say is go back, like, this is a great book if you want to read it, but finding some of the people that came before us and realize what they went through. There's one I'm reading on a guy right now that he helped, like, some of the Reformation and stuff in England, but, like, when he was 16, like, was a slave. Like, because he made a mistake on it. Like, he was in the Navy and was working on a plantation and, like, made a mistake and they're like, well, you're a slave now. and like wrote a letter to his dad, and his dad had to come like buy his freedom and stuff like there's just like all of this stuff, and you're like, whoa. Like you go back and read people's like story you hear all the time, like "It Is Well With My Soul," that song.
Okay.
He wrote that upon finding out that his wife and 2 children died in a shipwreck.
Yeah.
And what came out of that is, "It is well with my soul." Excuse me, said what? It is well with who, where, why? Like, you know? And so it's just, it's all, I think it's always good for us to have some perspective. And that's where I would think the Protestants, when we talk about the saints, those that have come before us, those that have, we hear a lot in like the civil rights movement or stuff like that, but those whose shoulders we stand upon. I mean, we talk about Tyndale. A lot of people don't know who Tyndale is, right? We wouldn't have the church, with Tyndale and Martin Luther, like, it was in Latin. The church and state wanted to stay that way for control. And these people, God raised these people up to translate it so that everyone could have a relationship with Christ. And raise them up simultaneous at the same times in different parts of the world to do this thing, to bring this all to us, right? That only, a few hundred years later, then it's the official, then that's when the King James was based off of the Tyndale English Bible.
Okay.
And so it's just like, I think it's always healthy to go through this time of year, any time of year, and really just understand what we're doing. Anything else? Any football you're excited for next week?
I'd have to see the game.
I'm excited. Rams Seahawks. That should be good. Thursday night football.
I mean, as far as the Thursday night schedule, yeah, that's a great game to be starting off the week.
A lot of divisional. I mean, what? Eagles, Commanders. Hope the Commanders win.
You can hope.
Packers, Bears. That'll be good.
Bears should be a good matchup.
That'll be good. This is what we have: Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday games start.
It's bowl season, so NFL can have some Saturday games.
Because I said so. Bengals and Dolphins, who's going to suck more? Or who's going to score more, depending on how they show up.
Yeah.
Both teams can put up 55. Both teams can put up 5.
I think the Bengals will bounce back this week. I think Burrow and Chase and Higgins will have a better week.
Nothing. Jags Broncos should be good. That's for the AFC. That'll be for lead of the AFC. It's gonna be very big.
I think even if the Broncos lost that, they would still, because I think the Jaguars are 10-4.
Jaguars 10-4, 12-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they get a good 12-3 and 11-4, it's a pivotal game.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't decide it, but it's definitely will have a play at the end of it. Steelers, Lions. I think that'll be hopefully a good bounce back for the Lions, because if you're gonna let the Steelers walk over you, like, it ain't your year, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if the Steelers can end up sneaking into the playoffs or.
And 49ers, Colts. I want the 49ers to lose in the Colts. I want Philip Rivers to go to the playoffs so bad.
I really think the 49ers will win that game.
I mean, I do. I don't want them to.
I'm kind of curious with the Patriots and Ravens. The Ravens coming off that 24-0 win against the Bengals.
I think the Patriots are going to take it.
I think that's going to be a good game.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a good game. But I think the Ravens. I don't know what's up with them, but they're not.
Yeah,
They're not.
We've talked about it. Lamar's not looking like the MVP version of himself.
No. So.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a good game to watch. Should be a good Sunday night game.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will catch you. It'll be after Christmas when we see y'all again. Merry Christmas. Y'all have a great one. And drop in the comments if you have any favorite Christmas traditions.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Merry Christmas. Bye.